Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Yes, one more day to Friday, y'all. Thank you for clicking on my video this morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful evening. If this is your first time tuning in, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can be reminded when I upload another video, because you ain't gonna know, you won't get a notification. Okay, so hit that notification bell so you can be reminded whenever I do anything. Okay, live or video or whatever. Okay, and comment. Y'all know I love interacting with y'all. I love comments. Hit that like button and share. Share my videos, y'all. If there's one out there that resonated with you, you think it could, help somebody, share it. Go ahead and share it. I don't mind. Look, I don't mind. Oh, you guys, look. My coffee. But look, this morning I was just so comfortable in my bed. I've been on a Netflix binge for a few days now. I love Netflix, and I don't watch it all the time, but when I do, it's like I be hooked for about at least a month, and then I get off of it, and then I get back on it again. Oh my God. Whoo! The movie that I seen this morning before I went to work, before I got here, it has, I can never pronounce her name, Shalay Nathan? I can never pronounce her name. Shalay Nathan, or you know that girl. She played in Love and Basketball. I cannot remember her name. I know her name, I just can't pronounce it. Anyway, there's a movie on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original. I stumbled on it, and it's called Nappity, like nappy hair, Nappity. And the movie was so good. Okay, it's drama, but comedy, but the message, that movie, and it was about her growing up. Her mother, see, what happened was her mother had a thing about hair, and it was just a pet peeve of hers that your hair had to be straight. It had to be, she had to be beautiful. She had to be perfect. Everything had to be perfect, but it was the outside. Everything had to be perfect, okay? And she lived by that because that's how she was growing up. That's how her mother raised her. But she wasn't happy inside. And she met this man. It was so funny because she met this man. He was a doctor, okay, real established. And she wanted to marry him. But she wasn't perfect enough. He told her, "You're too perfect." He told her, "You're too perfect. I don't want to marry you. You're too perfect." Then she tried to just find different ways to do things differently with her hair. She was fighting a war inside of herself, a war with herself. She didn't know who she was, and she never embraced who she was. Who she is. I'm speaking was because not past tense, but I'm speaking in third person. She never embraced herself. Okay? And so she went through this mental breakdown, the same thing that Tamar did, and she shaved off all of her hair. Okay, I'm not telling you everything that she went through a breakdown. She went through these changes. Now, her job, she worked in advertising, okay, commercial advertising, different products. And she basically was saying in the beginning, when she would advertise stuff based on the image that society. We are so image driven, okay, with our looks, basically. We have to be perfect. We have to be slim. We have to have long hair. We have to be this particular way. This movie had so many different messages on so many different levels. Okay. And I'm smiling because I couldn't believe it. It's like, wow. We have to embrace ourselves no matter what color we are, size we are, no matter if we have a disability or what. We have to embrace who we are and how God made us. Now, if there's something we can change, we should do that. But we have to do it for ourselves, for us, not for society, not for anyone else. She was living the way her mother wanted her to live. Her mother made her live vicariously through her because her mother, which is Shalena's grandmother, did that same thing to her mother. In the end, and I'm not going to tell you this movie, y'all need to watch it. She found herself. She embraced who she was, and she started walking proud with her natural hair. Now, it's based on hair, but the message is on so many different levels. Okay? The message is about embracing who you are, living for yourself, being happy in the skin that you're in the body that you're in. Now, like with me, okay, I love myself, but I'm not happy with my weight, with my size, because I have put on some weight this past year. I'm bigger than what I want to be, but it's for me. It's because I want to feel good about myself, being able to walk, being able to dress the way I want to dress. For me, not for society though. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to breathe. You know, I don't want to lose weight because this person says I need to, or that person says I need to. You know, because even on job interviews, they do discriminate against you because of your weight, of your size. They do. People look, they do. But you walk in there with your head up and you dress really nice and you carry yourself well and you show your confidence inside, it's going to come out. And then people won't even look at your weight. They won't look at the outside. Your inside is going to come out. But for many years, in the character in the movie, I forgot her character name, she lived to please her mother. She got with a man that her mother approved of. She liked the guy at first, but after she started really analyzing and finding herself, she realized she didn't even want to be with him because he was the same way. So she cut her hair off and then it started growing back and then it was short and it was curly. And he came back into her life and he seen the change in her because of her attitude had changed. And he liked it. He was like, I've never seen you this way. She was dancing. She was dropping it like it was hot. She was just being herself, being true to her. And it turned him on. He liked it. He ended up asking her to marry him. That's when he asked her to marry him, when she became herself. But when she got to the wedding reception, well, to the little engagement reception, and she seen how superficial he was, his parents was, she was like, I don't want this. And she told her mother, you remember that time when I was 9 years old or whatever age she said. And we was at the picnic at daddy's job picnic. And you got mad because I jumped in the pool because my hair got all, kizzy-like, basically. Shriveled up. You just grabbed me and threw me in a car and we left. She said, if you would embrace me then and told me then, because all the other kids teased her about her hair, when she came out the pool. She said, if you would have just embraced me then and told me I was still beautiful, that you still loved me no matter what, I wouldn't have lived my life like this. I wouldn't have been this way. You know, I wouldn't have been this way. If you would have just told me then I was still beautiful. She had to make that statement right there in front of everybody at her engagement party. She jumped in the pool. Her hair got all nappy again. And everybody that was there, well, not everybody, but most of the women there said, shoot, they jumped in the pool. And her dad got her mom in the pool. Her wig came off. And she was like, why would you do this to me? He said, you don't know how beautiful you look right now to me. She was in the all natural. The moral of the story is embrace yourself no matter what. That movie was so powerful on so many different levels. I'm just hitting the surface. That movie was powerful. It was really nice. It was a good movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Nappity. Shanae Latham. I can never pronounce her name. That movie was good. Y'all need to look at that movie. Okay? Work on yourself for yourself. Oh, that movie was so good. Because on so many different levels. Some people are born with no arms. Or disfigured self. You know, arms or feet or legs or something. Something. And if you love yourself, embrace who you are, you can overcome all that. Yeah, you're still going to have that physical disability, but you can still live your life happy. And people will respect you even more. And the doors will open up even more when you let that light that's inside of you shine. And walk with your head up and be proud of who you are. Girl, child. That movie was good. It was. That was a good movie. Because so much, so much out here in the world is so superficial, materialistic. There's a lot of people out here that's materialistic, image-driven. People want to be an actress or a singer, entertainer, a dancer. But you have to fit this certain image. I am so happy right now to know that there are plus size models out there. Because plus size, we're all beautiful. They got plus size models now. They have short models. Before you had to be really tall and really, really thin. And there were times where these women, these girls, these young girls would do things to make themselves small. They would get anorexic. They would, make themselves, eat and throw. They had a lot of, and it was a mental thing. It's a mental thing. And when I think about the movie, how her mother was to her mother was like that to her. It started way back. And a lot of times we have these issues inside of us, and we have kids, and we bring those issues on to our children, our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, onto our children. We have to really be careful with that. That's the one thing that I can honestly say I tried very hard not to do with my daughter. I've made mistakes. I have, insecurities. I have doubts. I made mistakes. But one thing I did teach her to do was love herself. Because when I was growing up, I didn't love myself when I was a child. I didn't. And I always wanted to be a cheerleader. So I did live vicariously through my daughter. She was a cheerleader. She was a song girl. I was always afraid of water. I put her in swimming lessons when she was 5 and the reason why I did that, let me tell you why I did that. Because I did not want her to grow up with those same fears that I had. I didn't want her to grow up with those fears. I wanted her to know how to swim. I wanted her, and when she told me she was tired of being a cheerleader, I let her quit. But whenever she said to me, I want to do this, I want to do that, I let her. I didn't stop her because I was afraid someone's going to laugh at her. You're too, like with me, you're too big. I don't want you on stage because whatever my daughter wanted to do. If I had the money, if I had the means, I would do it. I would do it. She was in Girl Scouts. She did everything. And I was real strict on her with school. Because my mother wasn't strict on me with school. I would come home, supposed to be doing homework. I'm watching Good Times in Little House on the Prairie. Okay, in the Flintstones. When I should be doing my homework. And she was getting off work. She was a single parent. So, it wasn't like she just ignored me because she didn't love me. I understand that now. She just had so much going on. And I was, kind of like, unfortunately, kind of like kicked to the curb, but not on purpose. Okay? We have to take time out in our day for our children. I know we work hard. We go to work. We have stuff on our mind. We have issues with our spouses. Things going on at work. Some people work, go to school at night, whatever. Take some time out with your children. Embrace them. Cheer them on. Even if they do flop on stage, still give them a high five for getting up there doing it. And tell them, don't worry, because next time you'll do better. Turn it around. You flopped. Keep it real with them. You did. But you got the courage. I'm praising you for your courage. You got up there. That was the first step. You broke the ice of being afraid to flop. Now you already experienced flopping. Now when you go on stage, you gonna rock it. And then you tell them, remember all the mistakes you made the first time. So when you go on there next time, you know not to do it. Now you know to practice more. Now you know to, just give them that encouragement. Keep it real with them, but then still encourage them, because we cannot. Because growing up, and once you become an adult, all that insecurity and all that stuff that you have when you're a child is going to reflect on your job interviews. You go to the job interview, your resume looks good. Everything on paper. Tracy, you look good on paper. Let's interview her. This looks good. And then you go in there. But you're not bringing Tracy that's on their resume. This is somebody else in this interview. I want this person on this paper. You got to go in there proud, confident. Even if you went to jail once and you're credited, or because you know how they be checking your background. Be like, look, I made some mistakes when I was younger. Yes, I got fired from this job. I was younger. I made some mistakes. I've grown since then. I'm a work in progress. I feel that I'll be perfect for this job because I'm a fast learner. I'm dedicated. I follow instructions well. I'm a good leader. I lead by example. Just talk for yourself. Sell yourself. But you have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, how can you make them believe it? Oh, that movie was so good. That movie was good. Because on so many different levels, that movie has a message. On so many different levels. Even though it was based on hair, but it was deeper than that. It was deeper than that, y'all. Whoo, that was a good movie. That was a good movie. And I want to encourage all y'all today. to be you, to embrace who you are. And if you don't like it, work on each attribute one at a time. Start inside. My grandmother always said you work on yourself inside and out. So work on something inside, maybe work on your confidence, and work on one thing outside. Okay, I'm gonna walk around the block a couple times. Even if you're not heavy, you don't have to be heavy to be unhealthy or to be out of shape. Take a walk. Do something for yourself, for you. It'll make you feel good. Embrace who you are, whether you in a wheelchair, whether you walking on crutches, whether you missing an eye, a finger, whether you fat, skinny, black, yellow, white. It don't matter. God made a good thing. You are God's child, and He has created a beautiful thing. You just have to believe that now. And once you believe it, sky's the limit. Once you believe it, it's on and cracking, baby. Can't nothing stop you now. Can't nothing stop you once you believe it. I want to give you that message this morning. I want y'all to have a good day. I want you to go on Netflix, and it's called Nappity. I want y'all to watch that movie. You will enjoy it. Yes, you will. Now look here. What I always say. Keep your head up. Level. Not walking around with it all stuck in the air. Because you feeling the way you feeling. No. Chest out. Head up. Walk tall in who you are. Okay? Oh, look here. I ain't even gonna tell you to stay sucker free. You already know that. So until the next video, peace.